This week's Parashat is Parashat Tazria. It's taken from Leviticus 12 verse 1 to Leviticus 13 verse 59. Now the Haftarah is taken from 2 Kings 4 verse 42 to 5 verse 19. Now in Leviticus 12 we see the purification process of a woman after giving childbirth. Now, if a woman has a boy baby, she's unclean for 7 days, and on the 8th day she will circumcise the baby. She must be separated for 33 days. If it's a female or a girl baby, then she's unclean for 14 days and she's separated for 66 days. After that process is done, she will bring a lamb 1 year old for a burnt offering, young pigeon or turtle dove for a sin offering. If she's unable to bring a lamb, she'll bring 2 turtle doves. Once she brings this, the priest will make atonement for her and she will be cleansed. And then she'll be able to go back into the public and interrelate with the other persons around her. In Leviticus 13, we see the law of leprosy. Now, leprosy is a disease of the skin and the nerves what's under the skin. Now, in this chapter, we see different types of leprosy. Leprosy of the skin, on all over your body, leprosy on your head, and leprosy in your garment. And in each case, you will have to bring, the leper will have to bring themselves before the priest, and the priest will examine them and determine if the disease is cured, or if they need to extend the process. You'll be set aside for 7 days. After the 7 days, if when you return the skin is still raw and there's no sign that it is dying, your skin is not getting back color or anything like that, then they will extend it to see whether it's a plague, if it's a spreading leprosy. Now, what is interesting, I've learned today that leprosy, or a lesion on your body, that's gossip and slander. But lesion on your head, a leprosy on your head, that is self-pride and arrogance. Now, the gossip and slander are superficial misdeeds, but the pride and arrogance are warped mental attitudes that affect the head. Now, interestingly, in the Haftarah, what we read about was that there was this man in Syria, a great leader, warrior, Naaman, and he had leprosy, and he was, dying. It needed to be cured, and there was no way to heal it in Syria, and the Syrians had captured the Israelites, and there was a young maiden among them, and she was in his home, and she told his wife about the prophet in Samaria who would be able to heal him. So he spoke with his king, and they sent a letter to the king in Israel. King in Israel knew nothing. He didn't know what to do, so he rent his clothes in two, and he was worrying. And the prophet heard and came and told him to send Naaman to him when he came. So when Naaman came, he went to Elisha, and Elisha didn't even look at him, didn't even pay him any mind, and just sent instruction to tell him to go to the Jordan. And of course, as we see, leprosy of the head is pride and arrogance. So he was rather proud and arrogant, and he took it, he took an offense to it, and he was willing to go back to Syria because they had better rivers than in Israel. But his men were able to speak to him and, let him reason better and realize, what does he have to lose? You were told that this man can heal you, so do what he said. And he went to the Jordan, the place of humility, and he humbled himself and dipped in the river 7 times. And he was healed of his leprosy, and he was healed of his pride and arrogance. May we allow ourselves to be humbled so that we can be healed also. Because as the word says, if we humble ourselves, God will exalt us. The word says that God resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. Do have a great week now.